All right, and we are getting ready to go racing here at the Texas Motor Speedway. I'm Matt Egan, joined by Jacob Young for the FEG PC Monday Night Big Money Truck Series. Looks like was that I can't think of the name, number 5 truck on your front row. You see Marty Porter behind him, and then the 04 of Matthew Lee, and that's David Santini, of course, having the pole position. Should be an interesting start here tonight, Jacob. I'll let you get the green as we get ready to roll off.
That's great. Yes, looking forward to it. Another home race for me at Texas Motor Speedway, this time under the lights. So it's the first time that we'll get to see these trucks or any cars race at nighttime for us, Matt. And so that'll be interesting on the newly remodeled Texas Motor Speedway for at least iRacing, as the pace car is down and away. It's up to David Santini, and we're racing here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and right there, good start for Santini, down and away into turns 1 and 2. It is Santini, then the 39, then the 21, and the 04. Now down onto the backstretch. Caution flag flies for the first time here tonight. Yellow flag is out. And the question is, just what has gone wrong? It looks like the 10 truck and the 14 Ray Jackson might have had an incident. Well, we're under our first caution of the night. We'll be working that, and let's get a driver interview in. Talk to Jose Medina. Try to get a word in with him here. Pull him up in a moment once these guys get lined up, and just let themselves get themselves situated for a second, and then we'll get Jose up in here. Jose Medina, have you got a copy on us? You copy? Yeah, Jacob, you can still hear me, right?
Yes, again.
I just want to make sure. Well, no response from Jose Medina, unfortunately. We'll put him back down with his team, and we'll get with him in a little while. We'll try again later. Working caution number 1 here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. Well, I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
Well, working the caution here, 4 out of 100 laps complete. Well, Jacob, tell us a little bit about Texas Motor Speedway under the lights here tonight. One of the first times we've been under the lights. Might be the first time for these drivers on iRacing. iRacing has not had a nighttime version of Texas up until now.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty interesting. Of course, 4 turns. They expanded turn 1 here in Texas Motor Speedway, which is pretty interesting. And of course, well, it's under the lights, so it'll help with the track temperature. It's about 65 degrees Fahrenheit, which helps these drivers for sure. It'll help with, of course, the wear of the tires. We'll probably see faster speeds, which will be very impressive to also watch with these drivers. And just everything about the elements, cooler track temperatures equals, well, easier racing, I guess you could say, for these drivers, where they could push a little bit more than they would be used to if they were racing at Homestead or somewhere basically in the daytime, is what I'm trying to say here. So very impressive. And, well, I can't wait for us to get on a long green flag run. I know these drivers are anxious to do exactly that. Normally we have seen an early caution in this league, and then, of course, they go off for a longer period of time. So very exciting. Can't wait.
Yeah, that is for sure, and it should be exciting here. Now, 100 laps, if they go green for a majority of this race, it should go by pretty quickly here. As right now, just working the caution. We'll probably double up this time by. Now, of course, David Santini's still going to be your leader, the front of the field. Not really changing much since the drop of the green. Of course, we have 2 drivers. Well, they'll get the wave around, but they were at risk of going a lap down, and very early for that to be happening here.
Very early indeed, but sometimes, of course, that happens. Either you miss the start or, well, you decide to pit early or anything like that. It can happen, and of course it did, but they are able to, well, get their lap back, or should be able to get their laps back in the coming laps for this race. But yes, a couple of drivers already a lap down. It will be interesting to see if that will affect them for sure. But looking at the standings, another full field, which will make it very difficult for these drivers to kind of manage, especially for the lead lap trucks.
Yeah, that is for sure. We're 6 laps into this race already, and these guys just trying to figure out how to make this race work. And you know, it is a learning curve for these drivers here, being very early on into the race. And new track, relatively new track, you figure, because new configuration of Texas Motor Speedway. As you said, wider corners. I'll let you get the green here, 6 laps in.
That sounds good. David Santini will lead us back to the green flag. Tyler Pluff will be on his outside, and Marty Porter right behind. None other than David Santini and Matthew Lee on his outside. A very strong 2 rows right there as a pace car down and away. We're back racing here at Texas Motor Speedway. He got off to a great start once again. That's David Santini.
Yeah, Santini got a great start. That's exactly what he needed. And right there, out and away, as he's got Tyler Pluff behind him, Marty Porter, Matthew Lee. And Matthew Lee, again, looking for a spot on the back of Marty Porter here. Not quite able to get it, but again, he's trying for it. He's being persistent, but not enough speed. Again, well, we're only a lap in, so he'll have some time to make something happen, but you figure he's going to need more time than that, don't you think?
Oh, most definitely will need more time than that, but there's still plenty of racing to go as these drivers making it around once again. So he just needs to stay calm. Still plenty of time.
And right here, You can see it is still David Santini, your race leader, and Santini doing an absolutely great job of things right now. Tyler Pluff, again, second place, but you see he gets a good run down the backstretch, and just a little bit of help from Marty Porter, but just not enough to close in, not enough to close that gap to where he needs to, you know?
I mean, he'll have it. He might be able to even get the push from Marty Porter there to try and catch up, but we've seen it. Also, David Santini throughout these race weekends, kind of especially on mile-and-a-half racetracks, has been successful to where he's gotten a bit of a gap. But look at that, able to close it up in turn 1 and 2. The trickiest turns now on this racing surface, and well, I think he's cut it down to maybe even less than a tenth.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. He's right all over his back bumper. It is, well, it's about a tenth is what it's sitting at right now.
It's all about that. It's all about the entrance into turns 1 and 2. And that's where you can really gain time, especially if you're the race leader. It's happened multiple times to me, and that's why I believe his lead is going to gain, yes, just a little bit more for David Santini, but a very impressive early running in these laps.
Yeah, that is for sure. And look at one driver as well, the 02, Jake Hunshaw. We have not talked a lot about him tonight, but he's had a fast run. He's looking to the back end of Marty Porter, looking for a potential pass for position here. That's going to be a hard pass to make. But I tell you what, I think he's got a good shot at making it happen.
A great shot at making it happen. He's just got to make sure that he hits turns 1 and 2 just perfect, because right behind Jake Hunshaw, that's Jay Felton. And Felton looks like he's been able to kind of close the gap just a little bit on, of course, the 02 truck. Now, something to also point out is how close these drivers are early in the runs, especially since they have fresh tires, and as well as you can just kind of put a blanket over everybody. That's how these trucks also race throughout every single almost mile and a half too.
Yeah, we're only 13 laps into this race. That's something to bear in mind right there. But these guys, as you said, they are completely under a blanket. You look here, Jay Felton, Jake Hunshaw, and Andrew Melvin are right on top of each other. Barely, probably about, a half a second separates the three of them in total. So they're right there, ready to make something happen if the opportunity does arise. You see Scott Glaslow in the number 29 truck looking to capitalize on something, but one driver not waiting to capitalize. That is the 19 of Peyton Howell. You saw that Monster Energy truck step out down the backstretch. He looked for the spot, wasn't able to get it that time, but I tell you what, he's coming very close to being able to.
Indeed, he has an opportunity maybe through turns 3 and 4. Will have to use the draft to his advantage to really get the run that he wants to through 3 and 4. Decides to stay right behind the 39 of Tyler Pluff, and we'll just have to wait it out once again.
Yeah, David Santini, though, has held on to this lead for all 15 laps, but I don't imagine that's going to last much longer, because aside from Tyler and Peyton, you got Matthew Lee, won a race earlier this season, looking to win his second, on board with him now as he makes a pass, goes to the inside. Can he get that spot for the lead? Looks for the spot, and there it is. So Matthew Lee, your new race leader. 17 laps into the night here, and we have a new leader in that Monster Energy machine. And I tell you what, he's been lapping about 0.2 of a second quicker consistently than David Santini. I'm not saying we're going to see him pull away by any stretch of the margin. I don't think he can, but I think we're going to see him hold on to that race lead, and that's going to be the crucial thing right there.
I think we will see him hang on to that race lead for a couple of laps indeed, as well as now we have a new third place driver, and that's Peyton Howell as well. He was able to make the pass from the 39 truck of Tyler Pluff as Tyler Pluff went onto the outside and got passed right there and almost will get passed actually by Jake Hunchel. So a couple of drivers making some moves here early. And yes, Matthew Lee looking really good in the early going too.
Yeah, Matthew Lee, of course, your race leader, and you mentioned Tyler Pluff. Yeah, he was looking, really strong early on in this race, the first 5, maybe 10 laps. But now that we got some wear on the tires, these trucks are starting to settle into their run. I tell you what, he's starting to fall off. And that's the thing.
Definitely is the thing. He's down to 6th position now and could even maybe lose another potential position to Jay Felton because, well, Jay Felton is about 2/10 behind him, but that's still pretty close in my eyes as well, as the caution flag does fly.
Yep, caution flag out. That is the second one of the evening. Drivers, not sure who was in it. It may have been Toby Eckenberg. I'm not actually sure entirely. We're going to watch the pace car. Well, there's the lights. You saw the lights come on. I didn't see... Did you see who got around? I didn't quite see it, actually.
Let's see who really got around there. But I had to guess. I think it could have been Matthew Correa.
Well, we'll take a look at Correa.
It does not look like Correa has damage, so I was wrong on that. He's just the last truck on the lead lap.
Again, there's your caution lights. You saw them come on, and I don't know. Might have been admin thrown, but no, it wasn't. So I'm not entirely sure. At any rate, drivers all pile in pit lane. Matthew T. Lee brings them down. We'll watch how the top 20 come out of their box, and we'll also get a word in. Try to get a word in now with Jose Medina now. Jose, have you got a copy on us?
Yes, I do, sir.
All right, well, we got you now. Unfortunately, we're bringing this race to everyone on a tape delay, so they're not going to hear your interview right this second. But how's that truck handling for you?
I handled him awesome. I Chihuahua, but damn, I just missed my pit stall. Thanks a lot.
Man, well, we're terribly sorry if that was on us there, but hopefully you'll bounce back from that. How's this? How is it adjusting to the new Texas Motor Speedway?
It's adjusting perfect, man. It's just Texas is not my favorite track, but I'm hanging in there. It's all about Texas Roadhouse. I wish we had a Texas Roadhouse right now. I could eat a good steak.
Yeah, there you go. That don't sound too bad right there. Well, of course, you'd have to get it delivered. 6 feet apart, social distancing, all that. Well, you started 40th all the way up to 10th. I'd say that's pretty successful so far. Man, you've been on fire. Any sponsors you want to shout out?
Tecate beer all the way. And I Chihuahua. And, of course, FEG. Always can't leave out FEG.
Yeah, best PCs for iRacing, FEG PC. There's a good pit entry that time. What is that noise in the background? Sounds like you're putting something in and out of the microwave.
I wish it was Texas Roadhouse, like I said. I wish I did have some Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, well, there you go. Good pit stop, and best of luck to you in the remainder of this race.
Yes, all I can say is I Chihuahua. This is going to be a race.
Yes, indeed. Well, that was Jose Medina, driver of the number 12 FEG PC machine. Don't forget FEG PC, the best custom PCs for iRacing. You can find them on FEGPC.net and on the iRace and on FEGPC on Facebook. Now, again, folks, we are bringing this to you on a tape delay, as you can tell by the fact that you're watching this as it's been uploaded, not as we're doing it live like usual. We are terribly sorry about the issues we've been having recently, technical difficulties. If you follow us regularly, you'll know this is not the norm for us. Typically, we are very smooth sailing here at ASN, but for some reason or another, YouTube and Facebook have decided to stop working properly, so that's always fun. But we're doing our best to get things working again, and we'll hope to have it resolved and be back to our normal broadcasting formats. Until then, we hope you enjoy these races in their entirety and with all the features you've come to expect from the ASN broadcast just a little bit later than you normally would. Thank you for sticking with us and being a fan of the American Sim Network. Matthew Lee and David Santini with Peyton Howell, your top three. Jacob, what do you expect from this restart?
Restart, well, will definitely be pretty interesting. Of course, that low line is going to be key heading into turn one, as we've already seen that become a factor. But for sure, it's going to be a battle at any rate, as of course Matthew Lee will still lead us to the green with David Santini right beside him. So that will be very interesting on the restart.
It should be a great start. I'll let you get the green here. Matthew T. Lee brings us down.
That pace car is in, and it's all up to Matthew Lee here. He gets a great restart, and we're back racing at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, great start there for Matthew T. Lee. And he got a pretty good start, but he's got David Santini. And we saw David Santini for, well, better part of nearly 20 laps. He held on to that lead. And I got to say, with Santini on a new tires, I got a feeling he'll be a fast driver to reckon with, you know?
Almost definitely. I think he's on some fresh tires as well, or just was not hitting or pushing as hard as he was in the first section basically of this race, or the first stage of this race, because now we're currently of course seeing his pace. He's coming back into play, and well, maybe that's also his game plan. Push for a couple of laps, back off, and then push right at the end of a stage or something like that. So yes, doing a good job sitting right there.
And right there it is Matthew Lee holding on to the lead as Santini tries to charge him. But look at Peyton Howe. You know, I mentioned him a little bit earlier. He's just waiting in the wings, trying to make something happen. We'll go back to about, look at these guys 10th on back, and they are still under a blanket. Terry Kahn in the 33, dives to the bottom, looks on Derek Fulton. Derek Fulton not going to let it happen. This is the battle for 13th. Terry sets him up again into 1 and 2. Good run down.
Great run down once again, side by side, and into turns 3 and 4. And look at that. It looks like the 33 of Terry Kahn will be able to get him the run off of turns 3 into the quad oval, able to just about pass him. And yes, he will be cleared.
Yeah, Kahn made a pretty good pass there on Derek Fulton. I'm not too surprised there. Terry, you got a fast race truck, and you look at his starting position. He started 38th here tonight. all the way to 13th, and he's gone around. Terry Khan has been spun right around for caution number 3. How about that, Jacob? What a situation.
What a situation indeed. I was watching that throughout the whole time. And it's just one thing where he was getting into the inside of him. Might have gone up just a tiny bit, the 94 truck of Derek Fulton, and clipped him right there. So he was just on that inside, kind of that last lane. And some bad luck, hard racing is what I'd call it right there.
Yeah, without a doubt, we'll ride outboard Terry Khan here. And you can see Fulton just trying to get to his inside there, and all it takes, one little tap, sets you up. And we'll talk to Terry Khan. We'll get his opinion here. Try and see if he's in Discord. I think he is. Do you see him? Because I don't, actually.
Don't believe I see him as well.
Well, front of the field comes back down pit lane again. How about we talk to Matthew Lee? He's your current race leader. It'll be interesting to see what his opinion is on the race so far. I'm sure he's probably got a very interesting one, being able to lead so far. We'll get the word in right now. We'll wait for him to get out of that pit box. That'll be key here. You don't want to mess up that pit stop anymore. And there you go, out and away. Good stop for Matthew Lee, your current race leader. If you got a copy on me. Or second place, Braden Johnson stayed out.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, I mean, looks like you're adjusting to the new Texas pretty nicely. How's that piece handling for you?
It's not too bad. It's a little different than it was racing here during the day all week, but, you know, it's faster.
Now, where do you expect to finish here? Now, you race... race around David Santini, having an absolutely great show of it, I might add. But what do you expect to get out of this race here?
Top 5 would definitely be great, but it'd be fun to win, too.
All right. Now, has it been a hard transition, would you say, coming to this new track? And I say new relatively, but with the changes they've implemented?
Yeah, it was a huge change to me. It really messed with me going into turn 1, how wide it is. You really struggle with seeing how wide it is and then how low you actually need to be and getting your line right through there. It's a really, is difficult.
All right, well, any sponsors you want to mention?
I just got to thank Jeff over at FEG PC and you guys for putting on another great race for us. Appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you for talking to us, man. Best of luck to you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and that was Matthew Lee. And again, don't forget, FEG PC, the best in custom iRacing PCs. Check it out.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey, so I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
So if you need a custom PC, you know where to head as we head to One to Go. Well, Jacob, we're closing in on the halfway mark, and I tell you what, these guys, usually I'd be saying you think they're going to get more intense as the night goes on, but the question is, you think they're going to mellow out as the night goes on? I don't see it.
I think it's going to be a mix of both. There's going to be a lot of hard racing and a lot of single file action too. And we talked to other drivers and they've discussed it before. You're going basically for one lane, which is the bottom lane. And that's the toughest part about it, is that there's kind of only one groove, which is expected, especially with the newly paved racetrack that you have to basically make the lanes go from 1 to 2 after a while. So you're trying to go for the low line. That's where the speed is. And sometimes, of course, just hard racing will happen just like that. So I think it will have an effect on both. They might mellow out a little bit, but I still think that we'll see some great racing and some great cautions too.
Yeah, it takes these guys a little bit of time to find that second groove as well. We see them working the caution flag here. They'll be coming back around to the green right about now. Pace car dives down. Here we go, folks. Green flag back in the air. We're racing at Texas Motor Speedway. Good start there for Matthew T. Lee, down and away. That's exactly what he needed. He's gapped David Santini by about a truck length and maybe even 2 truck lengths. And he's pulling away. That's definitely 2 truck lengths there, looking for 3.
Exactly, Matthew Lee having pace once again at another 1.5 mile racetrack, and it's fantastic. He gets a great start, which is exactly what he needed. But look at how much speed David Santini, right before the caution, was able to gain there.
Yeah, Santini was moving. I will definitely agree with you there. It is Jay Dargent, though, not having a good night. He's gone around. Looks like it might have been all by himself. We'll try and piece that one together for you, folks. Looks like, oh no, he had a little bit of help. That 31 truck got the apron. Man, what a tough break there. Jay Dargent gone around. You know, on the list of drivers that are going to be happy, he's probably not high up on it. We'll try and get a word in all the same, though. See his opinion. I mean, it was a racing deal. You could see it, but we'll see what he says. Jay, have you got a copy on us? Jay, do you copy?
Who's calling me?
ASN booth.
Hey, how's it going?
All right. Well, I mean, you know, not what you were hoping for, but up until the crash, how was that truck handling for you?
It was fine. I was just biding my time, and I could see these guys trying to win it on these early laps, so I was going to let them all go burn off their tires, and I'd catch them in the end. Strategy was working. Now we've got half-hour repair.
Now, are you going to try to get the truck back out there, or is that it for the night?
No, I never quit. If I got time, I stay.
All right, that's great to hear. Now, how's the transition been coming to the new Texas Motor Speedway?
Well, being honest, I wasn't much of a NASCAR guy to begin with. Road racing and dirt sprint cars is my background, but it's good fun. I've had a blast.
All right, well, before I let you go, any sponsors you want to mention, give a big shout out to?
Yeah, 2 of them. Mastercraft Painting, which is my company, and my wife for letting me do this stuff with you guys all night.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us, man. Hope to see you get back out there as soon as you get that thing patched up. And better luck next week, of course.
You got it, boss. Thanks for the interview.
All right, and that was Jay Dargent, driver of the number 57 Chevy Silverado. Obviously, a little bit disappointed with the outcome of the race here tonight, but happy to see he's going to try to continue on. That's always a good thing when you see a driver want to, you know, press on.
Exactly. Very impressive to see a driver decide to stay in a race, press on, try and get as many points as possible. It shows the character of the driver, which is fantastic as always. And, well, you never know what can happen. It's still racing. And yes, he could be down and out at the moment, but it's always racing back from adversity, and there's still plenty of racing left for him as well. Yes, he'll probably be down close to 3 laps or so, but there's still a good opportunity for him to get those laps back with the way that, of course, this race has been. It's been very aggressive with these drivers, so you take that into account. You can see a couple of cautions. Maybe strategy falls his way, and we could see him back out, maybe finish in the top 15.
Yeah, I'd expect to see him probably more closer to 6 or maybe even 10 laps down. He says about 30 minutes of repairs, unfortunately. But, definitely maybe a top 25 finish or top 30 finish, I think, if he can play his cards right. Again, you said drivers are being particularly aggressive, and, without a doubt they are. So there is a potential there for him to make something happen there,
Still can make something happen. Their 30 minutes of repairs, never great, but like I said, you never know.
Yeah, it's just, unfortunate to see. You never want to see that happen. You never want to see that happen in early, especially.
Of course, it's still early in this race, but 40 laps down, so we're coming up on 60 to go. That sounds about right. I guess, yes, these drivers need to calm down just a bit, but with the excitement and the intensity, it's never fun to see a driver go down like that, but then again, it's racing.
Yeah, without a doubt, and they'll double them up, and we'll turn them loose just 10 laps away from the halfway mark here at Texas Motor Speedway. Hope everyone watching is enjoying the show. Again, sorry about the fact we can't bring this to you live, but we do hope you are at least enjoying our tape delay and our broadcast of it. It is everything you've come to expect from ASN, just a little bit later than you'd normally expect it from ASN. We hope next week, or really by Thursday, we hope to be back up to normal running, but at the latest, absolute latest, we hope by next week. At any rate, should be a good restart here. And you notice one thing, Jacob, that top 5 has stayed pretty much consistent all night.
It has been. It's been some just changes, of course. Peyton Howell still sits in 3rd place. John Jenkins in 4th. And then 5th, Andrew Melvin. Melvin and Tyler Bluff, also Jake Hunchell, kind of shared that top 5. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on this restart, too.
Yeah, without a doubt. Good start there for Matthew Lee. Yeah, really good restart there for Matthew T. Lee, out and away. David Santini looking for a good run as well.
Interesting to mention that I believe Tyler Pluff kind of running that. Tyler Pluff kind of running that outside line, or John Jenkins actually kind of running that outside line, trying to pass none other than the 19 of Peyton Howell, trying to get a run there. He's been able to kind of catch up, but of course right now he's also being under fire by Tyler Pluff, and Pluff could make a pass here in the next lap.
Yeah, that is for sure. And you see Peyton Howell starting to close in, but you go back to Tyler Pluff as you mention him, and he's looking for a run as well. And he is closing in without a doubt. We're watching that 39 truck all over the back end of John Jenkins. The question is, when do you think he'll make a pass?
When I think he feels that his truck is able to slingshot, because that's kind of what it's been about. You get out of line, you might try a pass on the outside line, you're going to most likely get passed on the inside. So he also has to wait and see if he can get a run kind of on that inside before, well, anybody is able to kind of just not necessarily move him out of the way, but you'll see that sometimes they go in just a little wide and will leave the door open just a tiny bit on the inside, and then you'll be able to kind of put your nose in. And sometimes if drivers are, well, if they're nice enough early in the race to just move out of the way.
Yeah, Matthew T. Lee, though, charging ahead. And he's not charging ahead by much, though. I can say that for certain. As you look at David Santini all over his back bumper, Santini looks to the inside. Lee says he's not, or Santini looks to the inside and Lee just not having it.
Not having it just yet, but talk about it, just David Santini constantly is getting those runs. It hasn't necessarily hurt him too much as he tried to go for the pass side of the back off early. And so that might lose him some time. But you see both of them basically have kind of gained a gap, especially on the backstretch from the 19 of Peyton Howell, which has been impressive. Yes, they've caught up now, but through the backstretch, they were kind of gained almost about a truck length or even maybe 2 truck lengths of a gap.
Yeah, and right there, Santini, as he does, he gains that gap, and he's getting close to making that pass. He's getting closer and closer and closer, but I don't think he's going to make it yet. I don't think he's going to make it probably for another 3 or 4 laps would be my guess.
Most definitely. It would be interesting to see if he makes a move earlier than that, because it's very difficult to do exactly that, just trying to make a pass early. And then, of course, well, you're kind of the sitting duck now, because just like we're seeing right now, you can gain that time right back.
Yeah, look at Peyton Howell, though. I think he's in the perfect spot because, you know, if the slightest thing goes wrong for Santini and Lee, Peyton Howell's, I mean, he's right there to capitalize on it. Santini finds his opportunity. Peyton Howell's going to go with him to help. And there you go, diving into the corner.
An interesting move by Matthew Lee as well to kind of just stay on the high line. Didn't have enough room to go back to the inside, and that's going to be a change for first and second place, and maybe even third here momentarily as well. Davidson.
Santini had the lead for about 2 seconds.
Stuck on the outside.
Yeah, Santini held on to that lead for about 2 seconds there.
Peyton Howell just showing that he's also got the pace too. And now you're kind of starting to see almost 2 groups kind of forming, but more of just kind of one on the inside line. That was a little scary from Peyton Howell going on the outside line, trying to clear the 39 truck of Tyler Clough, but able to do so and keep the race lead.
Yeah, and look at their forming up down on the bottom lane. You notice that draft. And I'm surprised to see that in this truck anyway, that the draft is playing such a big factor.
Exactly. Very impressive to see. Kind of shocking indeed. But, I mean, this is kind of going back to the old style truck racing. What I mean by that was basically kind of a couple of years ago, almost the 2016, 17, and like 18 era for sure, as they were kind of racing like this a lot in the truck series. That's what has made this truck series especially so popular. You don't think it is? Well, it's very fun for a NASCAR fan to kick back and watch because they're so close together. That's also what makes the NASCAR Cup Series so popular now, that they're running so close together too.
Yeah, that is for sure. And right here, you speak of drivers running close together. We'll go all the way back to, you know, about, say, 21st, and they're running, I mean, they're not, you know, all bunched up under a blanket, but they're still pretty close together here. If you notice.
Yeah, very close together indeed.
A little bit more similar to a two-car tandem right there.
Exactly, but yes, they are a little bit more separated from the main pack, and that's kind of why you're seeing those two-car, two-truck tandems. But once again, they're still working because once you get just the slightest sight of another truck, it seems like they are able to close that gap in an instant.
And right there, you're watching Terry Khan. We were talking about him earlier. He had a great run going on earlier in the night, had a bit of a problem. Now he fell back. Look at Tyler Pluff there. Goes to the inside. Can't get it done on Matthew Lee. No help from David Santini for the moment. And that's going to be the problem, what it looks like there.
It definitely will be the problem indeed, is that just kind of you leave the door open, just like we spoke about. Not a lot of drivers will want to help you on that high line or any different line, so if you don't get that help, you just lose every inch of speed that everybody else has because they're all bunched up together.
And right there, it looks like they're trying to go for the lead on Peyton Howell. And they're just they're trying to make a run. It's like watching a race at Daytona, isn't it?
Indeed it is. But of course you don't see multiple lines running. That's the only difference between this and Daytona for sure. Just that one lane. And look at that, trying to go for the race lead as Matthew Lee once again trying on the inside of Peyton Howell.
He'll get it this time.
Open up the door and he will take it back, but how far will Peyton Howell fall back to?
Yeah, he'll fall back. He's going to fall back probably to about fourth there. He'll fall in line, but, you know, it's very interesting to see as we close in on, 40 laps to go now. And it's pretty interesting just to watch how it all plays out, just because of the fact that, right now, I mean, it is, I said it a moment ago, and I'm going to say it again, it's just like watching a race at Daytona, the way these guys are racing. You're not seeing these trucks make single car runs, or single truck runs, and I'm very surprised by that.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised as well, but of course it makes it for very exciting racing. That could also be the case of the setup. The setup in these race trucks, they're all the same, and so you get those kind of equal trucks, and it can make it a little bit more challenging for every single driver to try and gain positions. Most likely we'll probably hear them speak, probably the top three right after this race, also say that same exact thing, saying it was very difficult and frustrating because we couldn't necessarily pass. If we tried to, we would lose a lot of positions if we went on the high line. So that could be something that we hear after the race.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised to see that we're having that. And, why do you think that might be here tonight?
Nature of the track is what I would have to say, kind of, and just the skill set of also these drivers. Maybe even, of course, the night race brings out something with these trucks, but we kind of have seen it throughout this season, especially at Las Vegas when we went there. That was something that I was intrigued to see, and something that kind of played a factor.
Yeah, just watching these guys rock out as they go down through 3 and 4 here, 63 laps in. It's 38 laps to go, and we have been green for the majority of here. Look at Marty Porter racing Scott Glaslow and Jay Kunshell. And again, you notice Scott Glaslow, he's all on that high line. Now, the high line's not too fast by itself, granted, anyway. But he's not able to make any ground even down the straightaway. And I know we're beating this like, a dead horse. But, I mean, it's insane to see to me is that we're having that here with the truck, not with the cup card, because you don't expect that out of this truck,
Yeah, very shocking to see, but sometimes, of course, that is the case. It takes time to rubber in any lane possible, and of course, getting that high line sometimes at any track, and especially down, well, the front stretch and the back stretch is just, it's got no speed there.
Yeah, and you see he's trying to get by Todd Keene here. He's not got a lot of speed to do it, and, well, that's because he's on the high line, and the high line here still hasn't come in yet, and, you know, that's due in part due to just, A, the way this truck races, and B, you notice they've laid down rubber, but it's a new racetrack, so it's going to be hard to make any line, you know, more competitive or make, you know, get that high line going, and I think it's going to be like that for a while here in Texas.
I would have to agree with you for sure. Of course, maybe it's with how the trucks run or something like that, but most definitely will be interesting to see if it kind of unfolds throughout this season or stays the same with just in this race.
Well, we haven't seen it really all night, except now. Or all season, I should say. I'm sorry. You know, I don't think we've really seen all season.
Yeah, we kind of have to agree with you on that note for sure.
I don't think we've, you know, I mean, you think back to Atlanta and we saw, I mean, we did see a little bit of drafting in Atlanta, but, you know, we didn't see it to the point like we're seeing it right now is the thing, and it's a little bit interesting to see. And I say a little bit interesting, I think, you know, very interesting to see here.
And something also to bring up is the gap that first and second have kind of put on the whole field. Santini and also Lee have jumped out to a pretty good lead from, of course, none other than John Jenkins and then Michael Thwaites right behind him.
Yeah, that he has. Pace car.
They are pitting.
I almost said pace car, but yeah, everyone. Oh, the 7 car's gone around. And that was, who is that 7? I've forgotten.
I believe that's John Jenkins.
I think you're right, but yeah,
7
everyone.
would be 15.
Yeah, you're right. That was John Jenkins. Everyone has pitted, and yeah, they're all pitting right about the same time. You see Kenneth McCullough Jr. now up to second because of that caution. What a time for a caution. Big wreck. It looks like coming out of pit road. Brent Pryor. And that's the second incident of the night that 31 truck was in. Brent Pryor getting the worst of it. 31 truck getting off pretty much scot-free. That was, of course, Steve McGaffey. But so that is caution number 4 of the evening, and it comes with 30 laps to go. This will be the final pit stop of the evening for these drivers. We'll
Looking
be right
for a new
back.
PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
Back live here, Jacob Young gonna call the green, and we're closing in on that elusive 20 lap to go mark.
Indeed, we are. And I believe none other than Matthew T. Lee will lead us to the green once again on his outside. None other than David Santini. Then on his inside, well, we're right behind Matthew Lee to be exact. That's Michael Thwaites. And then Chad Ross on his outside as well. Pace car down and away. We're back racing here at Texas Motor Speedway. What a fantastic restart once again from Matthew Lee.
And Matthew T. Lee got a great start. 25 laps, that's what he's got to hold out for, and I tell you what, I don't know if he can. I feel like he's going to have the advantage for a few laps here because it's going to take some time for these guys to form up. But once they form up here, it's going to be hard, you know?
Oh, I kind of have to agree with you for sure. But of course, it has had some great runs as well. He has been able to fend off none other than David Santini for a while. So yes, of course, these drivers will form up and most likely close the gap right back. But for the time being, it just seems like Matthew Lee also kind of has that long run speed. As in, yes, if he does give up the race lead, he can go back and try and get it right back and almost take back the lead.
Let's talk about Kenneth McCullough Jr., though, for a moment. This is a driver we have not mentioned at all here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway, Jacob. And, you know, he started, get this, 35th, was down to 39. Guess where he's running now? Oh, yeah, 3rd place, with a good chance to win this race. I tell you what, if anyone's going to be an upset story, it's going to be that Budweiser 03 machine. And it'll be some good stuff here.
For sure will be. He's getting a good push as well, kind of from the 12th truck. I believe he did hit the white line, so he will slide up to the high line. And I believe the 12th truck, or to be exact, the 40 of Michael Thwaites, will be able to pass him no problem. And he might even lose another position close to 5th. No, he will sneak right behind him. So instead of getting 3rd at the moment, we'll be in 4th.
Yeah, right here, Matthew Lee, though, holding on to the race lead. He's got 20 to go, 21 to go this time. He's got 20 in 2 laps. It's all down to this, Jacob.
Is all down to this indeed. They're really close together. And it looks like at any moment, David Santini will try and go for the pass. So that'll be very interesting. Still plenty of racing left to race because, of course, we can still get ourselves close to a green-white checkered caution or even a
Santini's
checker
on
with...
the inside. He didn't go for it, though.
Didn't go for it at all, but has a chance.
I'll tell you what, I don't think he's going to, and I'll tell you why. Because you figure, if these guys are running it like Daytona Talladega, or they have to an extent, where these trucks are really dependent on the draft, if Santini steps out to make a pass, he's going to kill all his momentum. That'll let Michael Thwaites, McCullough, Chad Ross, that'll let all those guys catch up to him. And you can see Thwaites and McCullough, they're already pulling them. So the last thing he wants is to let them get even closer with 19 laps to go. I think
you're probably right on that, too.
I think he's just going to fall in line and work with him at least till 10 laps to go, and then he'll go, or at least till he gets a gap he might feel comfortable with. Right now, it's about, what, 4 truck lengths, I'd say? Something to that effect?
Exactly around that effect, indeed. About 4 truck lengths for him, and that's something he'll probably want. But yeah, it's still pretty close, and there's no need to go for a pass just yet.
Yeah, you can see he's just falling in line right there. That's exactly what he's got to do. And you notice the front of the field here, it's all little two-card packs here. You got Thwaites and McCullough, Chad Ross, Tyler Pluff, Jerry Glenn, and Jeffrey Radtake. That's exactly what it is. So it's all little two-car breakaways. And I feel like you're not going to get big movement. You have to go back to about 10th place. Well, really 12th. David Lindahl, Scott Glasgow, Marty Porter. These guys are where they're really formed up with 16 to go here at the stripe. And I feel like these guys have a chance to win this race still. I know that sounds crazy. 6 seconds away from the leader and they have a chance to win this race. Well, think about it. If they can get a good draft going and they can catch them, yeah, I think they got a good chance, don't you?
Most definitely. They'll have the momentum, and that's the key for tonight's race has been momentum. You get that type of draft. You have a really good draft going, and you can maybe even try it on the outside line, and if you're still gaining some time there, well, you can almost blow by the lead pack.
Yeah, they were 3 wide for a moment. I think something happened to David Lindahl more than, I think he got loose in that corner because you saw they were 3 wide down the backstretch, and Lindahl has fallen off all the way down to 16th place. They're 3 wide again. Marty Porter's in the middle now. He's going to have to find his hole. He'll fall in line right behind Jake Hunshell there. Scott Glasgow up on the top lane. So crazy situation unfolding here in this, I wouldn't even say middle of the pack, in this first big group. You go to the middle of the pack, about 22nd place, Austin Goen looks a little bit more peaceful. Not much though. Look at what is the 33 doing? Man, oh man, did you see that, Jacob?
Oh, very crazy racing.
That's
indeed.
dangerous.
Back there. Oh, very dangerous. I mean, he's been spun out once. Might have another opportunity there. The 88 backs off, but
well,
just very dangerous racing indeed.
Terry Khan's lucky he didn't get dumped there down the backstretch. You notice he dove all the way down to the bottom, under the white line even, to keep that 15 of Austin Goen at bay. Well, the 88 car at bay. And, man, I tell you what, we're going to watch this battle for a lap or two because I got a feeling I think something might transpire here. What do you think?
Well, that's very possible. A very possible situation indeed for something to transpire.
Hey, Austin Goen gonna get by him. We saw some action here back with Todd Keene. That 18 truck looking under the other 88. And that is John Ballou. He looked, but he didn't go for it. The 94 car, Derek Fulton. Can he save it? Oh, nope. He's going to get into Todd. Todd's going to... Oh, and it's gone. It's off. Yep. Off to the races. Not in a good way. John Ballou, Scott Glasgow. Scott Glasgow, I think he's got the engine gone, and he was crab walking it too. So he got damage from both ends there. Yeah, big crash. Aaron Smith. And that all started from Derek Fulton in that 94 truck. Fulton, did he make contact? Yeah, he made contact with the 9. Peyton Howell skirted by. David Lindahl got clipped. Fulton got away with the least damage, ironically being the catalyst for that crash. Once again, we'll be right back on the American Sim Network. It is Matthew Lee, your race leader.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey, while I search high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high-quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net. Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey, so I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high-quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
It'll be 7 laps to go. You can count that on 2 hands. And I tell you what, Aaron Smith, I don't think you could have predicted this one, Jacob, with a new leader.
Very crazy indeed, but look who he's got on his outside, and that's Matthew T. Lee. So that could play a factor, but yeah, we could not have expected or predicted this at all with Aaron Smith in the race lead at the moment. He'll need a great restart, and hopefully maybe he can do that a couple of times, because I think we still might get another caution.
Yeah, Smith has not pitted. Everyone else kind of has. And that's going to be the danger here. 6 laps to go at the green. And this will be where it all comes down. Green flag back in the air. Aaron Smith. Yeah, I'm not surprised there. That was a... Man, that's a terrible start. And he's running it through the grass
to get out of the way.
I don't know if that... I don't think that's all because of bad tires, Jacob. I got a feeling he has more damage than he expected from that wreck, and I bet you a lot of it was engine damage.
I would have to agree with you on that one. And now back to Matthew Lee and, well, David Santini. David Santini kind of right behind him. So that'll be interesting.
I got a feeling it's gonna... You know what? I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Kenneth McCullough wins this race. I don't know why I'm saying that. I got that feeling. That third place truck, something about him looks right. I don't know what you think.
Talk about also fourth place. If you want to talk about kind of upsets right there, Jerry Glenn looks pretty good too. He might have an opportunity to try and even pass the 03 of Kenneth McCullough.
He's got to work with Kenneth before he can pass him, though. They got to get to the back end of Santini and kind of get by Lee. I feel like if they set it up like you would try to set up a run like you would at Daytona. They're not going to do that, though, and I, for the life of me, can't figure out why. I mean, we saw it work earlier. Just draft him like you would a super speedway. You got 3 laps.
He's doing exactly that. Yes, he does get out of or off his bumper on the exit of turn 4, but, well, he's got some help from the 12 truck as well.
Yeah, but look at the way Santini and Lee are hooked up. They're not doing that. They're not playing pick a lane in the straightaway, pick a lane in the corner. They're staying hooked up all the way around the racetrack, and they're gapping Kenneth McCullough Jr. Not a lot, but they're holding a gap. With 2 laps to go, Kenneth McCullough Jr., I think they've waited too long, unfortunately, now. Unless something happens.
I think you're right on that. Yes, unless something happens. Something
did happen. Because now it is, well, I saw the 33. I saw Terry Khan go around, and I have to wonder, Jacob, was this payback from an earlier incident? I don't know, but Andrew Melvin, I can tell you one thing, payback or not, Andrew Melvin hooks him. Looks like Terry Khan tried to get a little bit of a block on Melvin, and, well, that's how it worked out for him, unfortunately. But that'll set us up for a green-white checkers finish.
Closer and closer to the end of a race, you'll see drivers just not really having
park
it.
The truck.
And so that's kind of what happened.
Well, let's talk to our race leader. And I know we typically don't do this, but situation like this, he's ran so good all night. Kind of want to get a word in with him. Matthew Lee, have you got a copy on us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, you're currently leading the show here on what will become a green-white checker finish. How confident are you in your ability to hit this win?
David's been really fast all night, so it's really just going to be a question if I can get a good restart and pull away from him here, or, you know, how it turns out going down to turn.
Now, how's that truck been handling for you all night here, man?
It's been a blast. It's really on a rail. It's been a really fun setup to race this week.
All right, well, what's the transition been like to the new Texas Motor Speedway here?
Like I said earlier, the biggest thing with me was just figuring out turn 1, how to get in there the right way and get off. So after I figure that out, the rest is pretty easy. I mean, you just hold it wide open through 3 and 4.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us real quick before we let you go. You get ready for that restart. Any sponsor you want to shout out?
Just thank you guys and Jeff over at FEG again. You guys do a lot. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, best of luck to you, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and that was Matthew Lee as he gets ready for this restart. Should be a pretty big one. So, Jacob, what do you expect to see here?
Well, I think drivers will be wanting to give every inch, or not give every inch, but take every inch possible from the drivers in front of them. Now, of course, like we've mentioned before, you have to work together to try and make anything happen until maybe, of course, the last lap. They still have to get through one lap before anything can go where they'll race it out to the checkered flag. So that's going to be a situation indeed that they'll have to watch out for just to make sure that they can get some positions. But I expect to see, I think, a lot of drivers not exactly doing that, kind of almost going too wide, too, to try and find or to try and make a move.
Yeah, that's for sure. Just, again, 3 laps to go. We'll have 2 when we go green, and I think they'll double up this time around. Here's a question. Do you think we get through all 2 laps?
Well, like I said, as long as they get through the 2 to go, then they'll be fine. If they can get to 1 to go, basically, is what I meant to say, then they can race it out. So I think they can get through this 1 lap.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think, like I said, I think now Kenneth McCulley's got another chance. You can't rule him out. Cannot rule out the 03 machine. Right there, 2 laps to go, and it'll stay at 3, of course. And are the lights out? Yes, they are. 1 more time around here in Texas. See, double them up, and you see Jerry Glenn, the outside, Michael Thwaites, and Kenneth McCullough Jr. all right behind the 04, and David Santini. I don't think Santini's fallen further back than 3rd tonight. I don't know about you, but I don't think he has.
As long as he gets to the inside, I think you're probably going to be right on that. It's just going to be tough if he doesn't get in line, then he could fall back worse than 3rd position.
All right, well, I'll let you get the green here, Jacob.
Sounds great. Once again, Matthew Lee to lead us to the green. He's on the inside. Outside will be David Santini, and then right behind, well, Matthew Lee will be Kenneth McCall Jr., and then Jerry Glenn on his outside. So this is going to be very exciting as a pace car is in for what could be the final time tonight. All up to Matthew Lee, and we're racing once again at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, good restart there for Matthew Lee. That's what he needed. And that might have been the restart that just won him the race. Look at that gap he got on David Santini there. Caution is back out. And they'll have to try this again. It was Aaron Smith, I believe. Yeah, his damage was not just tires that last time, because he was slow that restart as well. But it was not him that brought that yellow. It was actually Jerry Glenn. Did he have a tire go down? No, he had contact with Tyler Pluff. Peyton Howell involved as well. Luckily, no one else. But we'll take it to a quick break. I don't want to get any of these drivers out of their zone. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we'll
Looking
be
for
right
a new
back.
PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey, so I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, it will be a 2-lap shootout if they can make 2 laps. It looks like Aaron Smith being sent to the back of the field. And of course, though, that's not where our issue came from. It was a racing incident between a few drivers. As they go down into turns 3 here, Jacob, I tell you what, this is going to be, I think, a fantastic finish.
Oh, it definitely will be a fantastic finish. It's all up to the leader to get a great restart. If he does that, I think that's a race.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Pace car down. Here we go. Green flag. Good start. Not as good as the last one, though. Santini got a pretty great one there. You notice the gap doesn't open up as big as it did last time. Maybe about half of what it was. They'll get down the backstretch. Peyton Howell trying to hook up with Marty Porter. I think they're too far back to make a run. Matthew Lee, though, he's your leader, coming to the white flag. Off of turn number 4 for the second to last time. White flag's in the air. Down into 3 and 4. David Santini trying to make something happen. He's got it down to about a truck length between the 2 drivers. Down the back straightaway for the last time here at Texas Motor Speedway. Can David Santini win this race? Does he have a chance to do it? Through 3 and 4. Off for turn number 4. Santini gonna make a final charge at it, but it'll be too late. Matthew Lee leads 78 laps, wins the race. David Santini, second place. Kenneth McCullough Jr., Peyton Howell, Marty Porter, Michael Thwaites, Brad Bothwell, Vormwald, Ross, Goen, and the rest of your finishers scrolling across the top of your screen. I tell you what, good finish, and I think if Santini had maybe another lap, there was a potential for him to win this race. I don't know what you think, but I tell you what, that's my opinion on it.
I have to definitely agree with you. One more lap, and I think he has it for sure. Even the field behind him would have had an opportunity to even catch up too. So very impressive. Just needed probably one more lap, and maybe this race would have turned out differently. But either way, what a fantastic one it was.
Yeah, it would have been pretty impressive run there. We'll get everyone up in here to talk to in just a moment. David Santini, Kenneth McCullough Jr. You know, McCullough, maybe not a win, but a third-place finish. That's got to feel good for Kenneth there.
Most definitely, Kenneth McCullough.
And I'll let you get the word in with our race winner.
All right, Matthew Lee, how you doing?
Pretty good, you guys?
We are doing fantastic, especially out of this one. When you talk about it, you had 2 late race restarts that you had to get perfect, and you were able to get both of them dialed in just right. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I was just kind of waiting for David's momentum to slow down. I see him on the outside there trying to time me, and as soon as the sun slow up, I took off both times and got a great jump.
That's pretty awesome right there. You mentioned, of course, the truck felt great, and on those both of those restarts, especially restarting under old tires, how did that feel?
Yeah, I just had to make sure that I didn't overdrive it. It's when we get up to speed there coming out of 1. You know, as long as I didn't do that, you know, I knew I had it pretty well sealed.
Awesome. Well, of course, you've had momentum for the past weeks now. You've had really great runs. Are you expecting another great run at Bristol? I know it's a totally different monster, but what do you think for next week?
Biggest thing at Bristol is just try to stay out of trouble. I can't remember ever going there for a league race with these guys, so it should be interesting. That's for sure.
All right, before we let you go, any sponsors or anybody that you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I just gotta thank Jeff over at FEG PC. I mean, I'm sure he's busy as heck with everything going on right now. Thank you guys for putting these races on. I mean, you know, there's not many sports going on right now with everything going on, so, you know, it's good to have a little bit of entertainment for these guys.
All right, Well, congratulations. Go have fun celebrating. And, well, yeah, hopefully we get to talk to you next week, too.
Yeah, we hope so. Thanks, guys.
All right, next up on the interview block, it is David Santini. David, have you got a copy on me?
Yep, I got you.
Second place here tonight, man. I tell you what, a phenomenal finish. How'd that truck handle for you?
Pretty good. I never was a fan of Texas, but this new Texas I like a lot better than the old one. It's a lot more fun to me.
Now, I probably would say if you had another lap, I think you would have had that win. What do you think?
It was close. Matt was really strong all night, and it just seemed like the only place you could really pass on this track is coming out of 2. If you could get under somebody and carry it all the way down the back straightaway, in 3 and 4 you could get around them. But, I mean, that was really the only place, and it was, back and forth a little bit there. I could gain on him a little bit, but then I'd lose a little bit because I didn't want to get into the back of him. But it was really tight. He was really strong all night, though. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Well, anyone you want to thank, sponsors, that kind of thing?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody over at OSN, all my friends and family, of course. Everybody over at Bearing, and then, of course, Jeff for running this league. It's a great league.
All right. Well, thanks for talking to us, man. Great job on the finish. Hope to see you in Victory Lane real soon.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right. Last up on the interview block, it is Kenneth McCullough Jr. with Jacob Young.
All right, Kenneth, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Not too bad. Bringing home in third.
Exactly. Bringing it home in third place. Probably one of your best finishes, at least this year. And I'd have to say that was some race that you were able to pull. How was the truck handling throughout those runs?
And, man, them restarts there at the end were killing me. I needed a long green flag run there. Would have really helped me out.
Yeah, it seemed like it. And, of course, having those long green flag runs really helped benefit you, of course, getting to third position. But I guess talk about now you got a little bit of momentum. You're going to a short track next week. How's that going to feel?
Yeah, I can't wait for the short track. I usually do pretty decent there. Just got to stay out of trouble.
All right. And before we let you go, I guess, anybody that you would like to thank, sponsors, or just anyone?
Yeah, I just like to thank Jeff for putting this thing on. Thank y'all for doing a hell of a job there in the broadcast booth. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, congratulations on third. Hopefully we get to talk to you next week as well.
That's right.
All right, folks, from all of us at the American Sim Network, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Again, sorry that we couldn't bring it to you live, but hey, hope you enjoyed watching it all the same. We hope to be back up and live as soon as we possibly can. Have a great night, everybody.